A good night of Shabbos Parshas Bahar. Tafshin Pai Dalet. So it's Erev Lag BaOmer. It's Erev Lag BaOmer. I don't think that we fully understand what Lag BaOmer is. I don't think we fully understand it yet. I think it's a big secret. It's a big secret right in front of our eyes. And the secret is not that it's a secret. The secret is that we don't see it. Saying it's a secret. It's not that it's hidden. Well, it was hidden until now, but this year is the Shnas Hagula, that understanding what it is. What is Reb Shimon Bar Yochai? What does it mean? What's happening on that day that he's, opening up and, going into a different vibration, a different consciousness. He's not in physical anymore. He's everywhere. So he's not limited anymore, so to speak. He goes into more expansion. So that's for like BaOmer. So that's the space, and that's the voice. That's the sound. That's the sound of like BaOmer. It's already going in from Shabbos Parshas Bahar, and also it's important to note that as we're counting the sphere, and we keep mentioning every night a different midah that we're connecting to, that we're activating, lifting up, and it's like winding the wheat type of process. I think I said it right. Like when you separate, back in the days, they would separate the wheat from the peel, and it would just fly away. So that type of thing, that's the type of seer that we're doing with the Sa'odim, with the Machal Behema, with that vibration that feeds that, which means that it's in the Behema world. That's what that means. So opening up. So every day while we're doing that, then we're counting that midah. Each midah has nakudas. These nakudas have sounds. They have different sounds. There's a segel, there's a tzere, there's a shwa, and then the sound is from way up above, higher up than bina or chachma, or whatever midah it is with that nakuda, where it's already coming into the vessel. This is a different type of vessel. This is a different type of keli. It's a keli that is from a much higher place. It's a sound. So there's all these sounds and all these notes that are playing right now. So understanding that it's the perfect alignment when you have all these things playing, and then comes like BaOmer on Shabbos, and Shabbos Erev, from Shabbos going straight into Motzei Shabbos David HaMelech, and from there to like BaOmer of Shimon. So the notes, the sounds, which means that there's a lot of shift happening. There's a lot of move happening that we're experiencing, that we're in the process of, and we're still processing Pesach. Even though, yes, I think we were kind of like expecting something, a big bang on Pesach, but apparently it happened, and it's in the process of opening up. So, fine. So Parshas Bahar is where we're talking about Shemitah. We're talking about Shabbos Lashem. We're talking about Sheishanam Tizmer, and then Lashon Hashvi Shabbos Shabbosim, which means that the seventh day there is a vibration that connects to the seventh year, which if you count in, you dial in the code 7 times 7, then is Yovel, I think. Yeah, something like that. Whatever, 7 times 7. Yeah. So every 50 years, 49 years it is. 49, yeah, 7 times 7 is 49. So for 49 years, the 50th year is Yovel. Yovel is complete Cheres. Complete Cheres means that Shemitah we still have Ma'anochel B'Shana Cheese, B'Shana Shviz. What am I going to eat next year? Yes, what am I going to eat the 7th and the 8th year? Yes, I get the process. I'm in a space right now, but what's going to happen tomorrow? And what's going to happen about that particular thing? I'm much calmer, but I'm still being held. I'm still being gripped by this akrav, this heaviness. I'm still plugged into that because it's still not completely yovel. You're still in Shvius, you're in Shabbos mode, but there's still something that's going on. Then we're going to Yovel. Yovel is where there is no worry. Everything is just worked out because we are in a more state of completion, and in that space there is no separation, so we don't need to experience oneness through a tzimtzum, through gevuris, through the poke and the pinch. So yeah. So we have Shemitah this week is about Bahar, and we're talking about this is V'daber Shem al Moshe Bahar Sinai Lamer. This is something that we're referencing Har Sinai once again, because Har Sinai is where it's all happening. That's the connection from the Olam Sliyanim Tachtonim, where they both came together, which means that before that, imagine walking around and there is no oxygen type of thing, because the oil couldn't come down, so it was stuck up there. So it was a painful process. People were struggling, so to speak, or not. They were doing what they were doing, and it was very, very intense. So then the connection happened on Sinai. Sinai is where the Torah is referencing now that Sinai and Shemitah, which means the 7th year, and then that vibration from 50 with the codes of the 7 comes into each Shemitah, and then the 7th, also the 7th day of the week, which taps in from that vibration. So it's like it has circles. Like an onion, circles, like one inside the other, and then that opens up. That's each day sends a vibration from a different one of these circles, and then Shabbos is that centerpiece that's communicating, asking, being mindful and communicating with to receive from Yovel, and going in from this space into Reb Shimon, into like Bohemer. So that's what's happening this week. What else is happening? Shemitah going into there's deep lessons here in the type of species we are, the type of person that's expected and that's capable. To tap into a place where the upper and the lower are connecting, and you just go to a place of emunah and betachon, like in a very deep place, entering your identity, your chidush benefesh, where in that space you have the capacity to not worry about what's going to be, just to do, but to do from a place of not worrying, and that's a big one. Most of us are afraid to. There's a fear of just living. There's a fear of living. It's a fear because it's unknown, it's unfamiliar. It's so. This is the Shabbos that we're going into Cheres from that space, going into Chidush B'Nefesh, Hoid, Haidah, gratitude. Yeah, it's not just a word; it's something to look into. Yeah, I think today is Hoid B'Teferes, I believe. Teferes Shabbat. Teferes Shabbat. Yeah. I think so, because tonight is Netzach, and then there's Hoid Shabbat, right? Unless, yeah, okay. So, yes, have an awesome Shabbos, and the Kedashtem Eshnasa Chamishim Shani Kerasim Derer Ba'aretz L'chol Yeshvei Yovel. So, waking up, understanding, knowing what needs to be asked for. So that too is a big step. You can ask that you want to have the clarity of where it's at, where your koyach is, where you need to be to have the menichas hanefesh that you're looking for. What will give you peace? What would give you peace? What would give you that not feeling the drag and not feeling the pull and the search? So what is the menicha? And that's the question to ask for. As we are going into, keep in mind that doing the work, and then there is Shana Shvi is where you get present with yourself, where you come back to yourself and you allow it to come and find you. That's the 7th day. That's what's going on. You worked. You moved the energy, steered the pot, and now going back to self and allowing for it to come, sending out the signal and allowing for it to come and find you. So yeah, these are one of these things that if I wouldn't have mentioned it, then it would have been like one of the things that needed to be added. But I think we got it now. An important point to allow with Khan, and that's Bahar, and that is Har Sinai. That's the message that the Torah is giving us from Har Sinai. It's that important that the Torah has to mention that this was said in Har Sinai. So were other halachas. So this, of course, they're asking the question. All the other mafarshim on it. So Rashi and all that. So the Nikida is that that's the message. It's not just the story. It's not just a technique. This is it. This is where it's at. That's where you're gonna find your tunnel, your connection from the bottom to the top, the upper world and the lower world, connecting with your higher conscience. Click, magnetic field, hooking in, and yeah, and going into Haidah. Just have gratitude instead of asking now what, right? That type of thing. Not to. It's subtle, and we should be zeicha to have an experience over, to tap in. Good Shabbos.